This is the scene of Egypt thousands of years ago. Gods live with the people they create. But unlike humans, the body of a god is tall, flowing in them not blood but gold. They can turn into terrifying animals. Egypt has two kings, one who is the god of life, loved by everyone. This god dominates the fertile land of the Nile. One is the desert god, the brother of the god of life. This god rules the desert, not loved by anyone. Seth had always lived in the desert, so he always wanted to prepare forces to overthrow his brother. The god of the desert chose at the time the god of life passed the throne to his son, the god of the sky, Horus. Before the great ceremony, Horus had just regained consciousness from his drunkenness. Horus is about to take a shower and change clothes. Then Horus's wife, the god of love, arrived. Horus put on his golden armor. He and Izut looks very much like the king. The ceremony has begun. The coronation ceremony was held very flashy. All the citizens had to pay tribute to the offerings. At that moment, the desert god led troops in. Stabbed his brother to death. Hook out Horus's eye. These eyes are the source of Horus's energy. Having lost his eyes, Horus becomes very weak. As the desert god prepared to kill Horus, then Horus's wife knelt. She is willing to give her life for her husband to live. Horus was imprisoned in a tomb far away. The god of the desert dominates Egypt. But he is a villain who tries to exploit and collect taxes. Ordinary people live very poorly. More frightening, after the civilians died, the god of the desert doesn't forgive them either. They have to pay tribute to many rare and precious gold and silver to get to the next world. If there are not enough offerings, they will be sent to hell. This is a thief, named Bek. He has a very beautiful wife. After Seth ruled Egypt, he was enslaved. His wife must serve a mandarin. There will be a day when I will rob you of him. One day, the girlfriend was cleaning. She discovered a drawing, which said, Horus's eyes are hidden in the pyramid. They decided to steal this. Perhaps regaining Horus's eye will help him restore his strength and save Egypt. That night, Bek hid into a pile of gold used for sacrifices, sneak inside the pyramid. Through the gates, he got Horus's eye. There is only one eye. Getting the eye, Bek decided to pick up his girlfriend. But unexpectedly, he was discovered by the mandarin. On the run, the wife died in Bek's hands. I love you forever. Death is not the end. He hugged his wife in his lap. Bek was very upset. Bek hopes Horus will bring his wife back to life. But Horus told him, the gods can live a long time, but we cannot save the dead. Horus called up Nasus. Nasus took the girl away. Only the king of Egypt could control the death. Horus was forced to kill the desert god to regain his throne. That can help the girl live again. They began a plan to kill the desert god. Hathor became the new queen of Egypt. Egypt under the rulership of Seth, war never stopped happening. The desert god cut off the wings of his ex-wife. Too brutal. Horus is now climbing the mountain of the gods. He knelt down and called for his grandfather's help. God of all gods. He is the sun god. He used to live in a cold universe. Protect the earth from chaos. The sun god gave Horus a pot of water from the galaxy. It contains the divine power that can destroy the desert god. Horus returns to earth, preparing for his plan to kill Seth. But they were ambushed by the sheep god. Horus was knocked unconscious. Luckily, Horus was not dead. They hide in the woods. The Cupid has the ability to see all creatures. She stealthily watched Horus. But she was discovered by Seth. Because she wanted to run away, she took off her protective bracelet. Get rid of Seth. She decided to follow Horus. Horus is being chased by two pythons. Lost an eye, he was unable to resist the flames that poisonous snake spewed out. Luckily, Hathor arrived promptly. She fascinated two serpents, then she ordered them to set themselves on fire. After their escape, they passed through a swamp. Go to the realm of wisdom of Thoth. Opening the door, they found Thoth and his clone. Horus want the god of wisdom join him to destroy Seth. Seth's spirit is kept in the pyramid. Only the person who has won the puzzle can get through the door, otherwise it will be killed. Bek's wife went to the spiritual world, hearing the call of her lover. The dead cannot speak with the living. Bek is trying to close the rotation in the pyramid to save Horus. The gods walked in front of the beast. Relying on the divine brain of the god of wisdom, the puzzle is quickly solved. Horus took out the Milky Way water, but they have not yet come close to the spirit of the desert god. Then he appeared. So this is a trap. Seth wants Horus to bring Thoth there so he can take his brain. Seth poured out the galaxy water, and he happily left. They tried to escape from the pyramid. Get out of there, Bek scolded Horus, saying Horus cheated him. Not wanting to save his wife, he just wants to regain the throne. That poor girl, because she was only a slave when she died, having no money to dedicate, so there can be no afterlife. The goddess has summoned Nasus. Give her bracelet to Bek, ask Bek to give it to his wife. Taking off her bracelet, she was immediately sent to hell. It was the girl's turn to make sacrifices. Her hands were empty, only tears. After fitting the brain of wisdom, the heart of life and the eye of the god of the sky, The god of the desert has now become the strongest in Egypt, no one can beat him. He flew up into the sky, meeting his father again. Kill the god of the sun, then he threw his body down the galaxy. Steal his staff. Liberating chaos. The god of the desert prepares for chaos to drain the water of the Nile. He wants to create chaos, to rule the whole world. Nasus tried to defend the border. Bek quickly returned to the world of the living. Bek and Horus fight against Seth. During the battle, Bek regained Horus's eye. But he was thrown from the top of the tower. One side is the falling Bek, one side is his eye. Horus rushed to catch Bek. But they were pushed down by Seth. Luckily, Horus regained his strength. Only when Horus understood the people was more important than taking revenge, then he can become a true god. After killing the desert god, Horus finds his grandfather in the universe. The sun god took back his spear, defeat chaos, save Egypt. The god of the sun gave Horus a wish. But Horus did not choose power, he wants Bek and his wife back to life. Under Horus's rule, all Egyptians lived happily. Good and evil are balanced. Egypt returns to peace. What film do you want me to do next? Comment below. Like and share for more. Thanks for watching.